Once you log in with the Rich Client, if you want to create a new document, just first you need to select any one universe, or maybe might be have a lot of data sources to create a report. I explained you. You can create a report on top of universe, or analysis view means that analysis view is created with the Business Explorer, Bex Web Analyzer. You can take that analysis view as a source and you can make a report, or you can take Excel sheet and you can make a report, or you can take a Bex query directly, you can take a report. And text, the data is there in the notepad or text pad that you can take as a source and you can create a report, or you can take a web service as a source, your WSDL URL or XML URL or HTML URL, and you can make a report. First, now we'll see how to make a report on top of universe. If you want to make a report on top of universe, you just need to select one universe, any one universe. I selected one universe. This universe I'm trying to access from the server. That's why it's asking me to enter that server username and password. If you want to access an universe from the server, the mandatory is in a user account in that particular server, BO user account in that particular server. Once you have a user account in that server, enter your login credentials for that particular server. Then click on login. Login failed. Enter your login credentials and click on login. Once you log down, to the server, it will display all the available objects in the universe. It will display all the available objects in the universe. Then if you want to make a report, just drag and drop required objects into result objects pane. And click on run query. When you click on run query, the report will display one vertical table with the data. And if you want to insert one more black here with the chart, that time you need to select the required chart. Here you have a lot of charts. If you want a column chart, please take a column chart here. Just click on the column chart. It will ask you to install column chart into this particular part. Once you install column chart here, or other method is remove this particular column chart. If you want to remove the control Z, if you want to make one more what you call as one more black in the same place, you can copy and paste. If you want, you can copy this particular black and paste this particular black into this part. I just connected only here. Okay, anyway, see, if you want to make a one more, let me make a table first. I'll show you how to make a table. Define vertical table. Just take a vertical table into this part. You have a lot of tables here. I want this particular vertical table. Click on OK. It will make a vertical table here. If you want to make a table with the year, quarter, and sales revenue, that means you made if you want to make multiple blacks in one query, with the help of one query you can, or if you want to create a one black with the one query you can. This particular vertical table they call as a black. When you create, you created one query and you run the query. Now it's created one vertical black. Again you make one more vertical black. If you want to convert this as a chart, right click, there you have a turn to there's a turn to. There you have a lot of type of charts. If you want a column chart, just click on column chart. It will convert into column chart. There you can display. That means you can display now vertical table on the column chart in one tab. One tab means one report. If you want to rename this, you can rename this tab also. Suppose you want to put this as a sample, you can make this tab name as a sample. Now you created one tab with the two blacks with the help of one query on top of eFashion Universe. Black one is called as a vertical black. Black 2 is called as the column chart black. It's a chart black. You can create multiple blacks in one tab, and if you want to create one more black in one more tab, in other tab, that time what you need to do is, if you want to insert one more query, you need to go to data access. There you have a new data provider. I'm going to create a one more query for this same report. That time you need to select from Universe. If you want to take a data from Universe, please click on from Universe. Then if you want particular eFashion Universe, take a eFashion Universe, click on select. Once you click on select, it will display all the available objects in that particular universe, and select your required objects. Now I want to run this part, sales lines category quantity sold sales revenue. Then click on run queries. When you click on run queries, it will insert a one more table, or sometimes it will insert a one more table here. When you see here, you have a one more table. If you want to take this table into the other tab, that time right click, you add report, you added report 2, then you can copy this complete black, whatever the black you have here, you can select this complete black, and copy, then you can paste into a report 2. Sorry, I just copied only that particular selected values, not particular selected values. If you want to copy a complete back, let me select this complete black. It's not copying. Okay. Let me right click. There you have a Control A. I hope Control A. 1 second. No. Okay. Anyway, you created 3 blacks here, and if you want to convert this into the chart, turn to horizontal table. You can turn into horizontal table, one more horizontal table. Yes, now we have a one tab, 3 blacks, 2 blacks is taking data from one query, and the third black is taking data from second query. If you want to create one more query, yes, you can go to data access, new data provider, from an universe, select your required universe, click on select. Once you click on select, you need to drag and drop your required object. I'm just dragging and dropping shape city, comma, margin price, and discount amount. This time click on run queries. This time it will display run queries. That means you are adding third query also into the same report. That time it's creating one more query also, one more black also in the same report. If you want to make one more tab, that time you can go to second tab, there you have a report elements, go to report elements, there you have a lot of report elements. If you want to add one more defined vertical table into the second tab, just select that particular vertical table, click on OK. This time it will add a vertical table here. If you want to create this vertical table with the state, city, margin price, and if you want to create a discount price, you can comfortably create the discount price also. So this is a way you can create any number of blocks with any number of queries in R4. This kind of reports you call as the multi-data provider reports. If you want to add one more block, you can add one more block. If you want to add one more tab, you can add one more tab. And if you want to take that new block and new universe, yes, you can take a new universe with the new query, or you can create a multiple blocks on top of one query, on top of one universe, or if you want to create a multiple blocks on top of multiple universes, the multiple queries also. That options you have. That all options you have in the R4. This kind of reports you call as a multi-data provider report. They'll ask you the question, what is data provider? A data provider is a combination of universe and query. When you talk about these first two blocks, in the tab 1, when you see, you have two blocks. Block 1 is year, quarter, sales revenue vertical table, and block 2 is year, quarter, sales revenue column chart. These two blocks you created with the query 1 on top of equation. So that's why the data provider for these two blocks is query, what you call as query 1 and universe 1. And when you talk about third data provider, third block, this block you are taking data from second query on top of equation universe. That time the data provider for third block is query 2 equation 1, and fourth one also query 3 equation, and tab 2 also you are taking from query 3. That we call as a data providers. A data provider is the definition of data provider is which provides data for the report block. Most of the time data provider is a combination of query and universe name. In R4 there is no limitations. You can create any number of queries. You can create any number of queries and any number of blocks, one report. There is no limitation in R4. They'll ask you, is there any limitation? You just need to give an answer, confident answer. No, there is no limitation in R4 for number of to create. You can create any number of blocks and any number of reports with the help of any number of queries for one report. That compatible you have, that flexibility you have in R4. Okay, that's fine. I hope you know how to create. Let me recap how to create a new report. Always you need to go to new report. When you go to new document, it will ask you to select your data source. You have a lot of data sources here. You can select whatever the data source you want. If you want to create an universe, please select universe. Click on OK. Then it will display the available universes. If you want to take any one universe as a source, select that particular universe. Click on select. It will show the query panel. Click on year, quarter, and if you want to run month wise, and if you want to run on sales revenue, just select that particular objects into this part. Click on run query. When you click on run query, now you created one query on top of one universe. That time to create a one block in the report. If you want to add a new block, in the particular part, that time you have two options. One option is you can go to data access, create new data provider, or you can click on edit. When you click on edit, it will be on the query panel. If you want to add a query, you can add a query. You can click on add query. When you click on add query, it will ask you to select data source again. If you select from universe, then it will ask you to select the particular universe. You can select a same universe as a data source, or you can select new universe as a data source for second query. But now query 1 I selected on same universe, query 2 also I selected on same universe. Now I am trying to run a new query with the help of state, city and quantity sold. And when you run queries, when you click on run queries, this time it will ask you it will give you three options for us. It will give you three options for us. Option 1 is insert a table in a new report. That means you have already report 1. It will add one more report, means one more tab. It will insert a new block in the report 2. Second option, insert a table in the current report. That means if you select second option, it will insert a report in the current report. That's all. Means report 1. It won't create a new tab. The third option, include the result objects in the document without generating a table. That means it won't generate any table, it won't generate any tab. It simply includes your second query objects into document part. That means in the left side, this side, it will include all the objects into this side. If you want, you can reuse that objects for this block, existing block, but it won't create a new block, it won't create a new tab. Okay, anyway, let me select insert a table in a new report option. Click on OK. This time it will create a report 2 and it will create a new block here. And if you want to convert this as a chart, just right click, turn into a particular chart. Turn into a particular chart. This time you will get a 12 bars for each year. The reason is you have a data month wise. And if you want to add one more query, see, observe, we have two options. One is new data provider, second one is edit. If you go to new data provider, it will ask you here itself from main universe. Select particular universe and create a query with the year, comma, week, comma, sales revenue. Then run queries. This time, if you select this option, the table will be inserted in the current tab. You selected report 1, report 2, report 2 as a tab. That's why report 1 as a tab. It inserted the new table also in the same report. It is not asking us to select any one option. It's not throwing the three options, but it's simply inserting a table. If you go to edit, when you add a query from universe, when you follow these steps, this time definitely it will ask us to select any one option from the available options. If you select this particular margin amount, anyway, quantity sold, run queries. This time it will give an option for us to select any one place. Insert a table in the current report means it will insert. Insert a table in the new report means it will create a report 3 now. See, if you go, you have three options. Option number 1 is you can go to new data provider and make a new query. When you make a new query and when you click run queries, that time the new table will be inserted in the current report. When you go to edit, it will take you into the query panel. You are in query panel. When you click add query, when you add a new object, when you run a query, that time it will give three options. Option number 1, insert a table in a new report. That means it will create a new report. That means report 2 or report 3. There it will insert a table, vertical table. Option number 2, if you select insert a table in the current report, it won't create new report. It will create a new block in the same tab. Option number 3, it won't create any block, it won't create any tab. It simply insert a data in the document list. If you want, you can drag and drop and reuse that objects in the current block. Please, as per your requirement, based on your requirement, please select the required way. If you want to create a new block in the new tab, that time please go to edit and edit data provider, add data provider. If you want to add a block in the same report, that time you can use by new data provider option. Okay, anyway, that's fine. Now, whatever I explained is, you don't have a limitation in R4. You can create one report on multiple queries, on multiple universes, with the multiple blocks, with the multiple tabs. There is no limitation. You can add any number of queries per one report. You can add any number of blocks per one report, and you can add any number of tabs per one report. You can add any number of blocks per one report. That options you have in the R4. That is fine. Anyway, that is your report. Now let me explain about few options. Other options. When you go to edit query, you are in query panel. In the query panel, you have a result objects pane, query filters pane, data preview pane. This is result objects, query filters, data preview. These are all your available objects in the query. And now I just want to explain about filters. Filters there in R4. Filters there in query panel. Filters there in the query level as well as report level, and as well as I want to explain a query properties also later. Okay, now let me talk about filters. Let me close this. I want to create a new report. I want to explain a query filters. Okay, new. I'm creating a new report and same universe, color Z fashion. Click on select. I want to create a report with the year wise, quota wise, sales revenue. I want to create a filter on year. I told you, when you drag and drop your object into result objects pane, that time it will write a select query. When you drag and drop object into query filters pane, that time it will write a where condition. Now you are writing select year comma quarter comma sales revenue, where year operator you can select year. If you want, you can select equal to, not equal to, or in list greater than or equals to. If you select in list, that time you can pass multiple values for the in filter. In BO, the separator for the value separator is semicolon, but in other languages the value separator is comma, but in BO always the value separator between two values is semicolon. Here when you see, I'm just trying to run a report with 2004-2005. That means the query will run on the database. It will display only data for 2004 and 2005. Then if you click run query, the report will display 2004-2005. When you created this report, and if you want to export this report for the, if you want to save, please save. If you want to save a report, please save. That report you can save in your desktop or your user docs and give the name of the document. Click on save. Once you save, it will be saved in the local, and if you want to once you save, it will be saved in the local, and if you want to again save menu, or here you have a publish to option, publish to. In R4 you need to, once you created your report, you need to do two things. One is you need to save in the local, means your local system, and next you need to go to save publish to, then you need to publish. Now I am trying to publish a report into a folder name called as India. with the same name. Click on save. Yes, you published into the report into the server. How the end user can access your report, you know, in R3, once you created your report by using Rich Client and once you published in the server, end user can access by using InfoU portal. But in R4, they renamed your InfoU portal name as InfoU portal name as BI Launchpad. The new name for the InfoU is BI Launchpad. Then end user will connect. They will connect with the BI Launchpad. Let me connect with the BI Launchpad. There is a SAP Business Objects BI Launchpad. Generally, how the customer will access this, you know, by using URL. It is a web-based tool. I told you the end user need not install any software in their local system. If they have an Internet Explorer, we will send a URL for the BI Launchpad. Once we send a URL for BI Launchpad, end user will open an Internet Explorer or any browser. Then they will type our BI Launchpad URL. Once they type BI Launchpad URL, they will enter their username password. They need to enter their username password. Assume I am an end user. I am entering my username password. I just enter my username password here. Click on login. Whatever the report you publish now into India folder, now the customer can see through BI Launchpad. That BI Launchpad can be accessible through URL. That's why the end user need not to install any software. Once you created any report, your system does not accept why it not accept? Okay. Anyway, not allow the user of this explain. If you are unsure for account information, contact your login denied. Your system does not allow the user. The reason is, let me check. Why it's not allowing us, you know. Let me check. It says I don't have a right to access. Anyway, this is the case. I will go back to the CMC and I need to give a again access rights for my user account. And server name is Ravan. Okay, that's fine. Username is administrator. It is incorrect. But here when I might be a problem is with my browser. Let me take other browser. 64-bit Internet Explorer. Okay, now let me enter my username password now here. Login denied. Your system does not allow the use of this application. Enter your username and click on login. It says I don't have access for this. That is the case. What I will do? Let me connect with the or CMC. Or CMC. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm selecting what I need to select. Let me try last. Otherwise, I'll go to CMC. There, I'll explain you how to give access for this particular user. Okay. Anyway, let me go to BI4. There I have a BI platform. I'm going to connect with the SAP Business Objects BI platform Central Management Console. Then one, two, three. Let me connect with the CMC and provide access for this particular user on BI Launchpad. I hope my expectation is this user does not have access for the BI Launchpad. That application access now I will provide, and I'll show you how the end user will access your report from BI Launchpad. Go to applications. In CMC, same story, you can create your users, you can create your folders, as well as you can create a groups, and you can provide access for the groups on folders and applications. If you want to provide access for the users on application, just go to applications. Applications. Now if you want to give access for this particular user, right click here. There you have a user security. There you have a add principals. I hope already administrator have access on this. Administrator. Assign administrator into this part. Add and assign security. I'm just trying to assign a security for the administrator on top of BI Launchpad. Let me add principals, and I want to add a principals for administrator. Yes, I'm just trying to add a administrator. Add administrator. Add and assign security. When you click on add and assign security, then it will allow you the administrator. Then give a full control for the administrator on this client. Apply. Click on OK. That means now you gave a full control for this administrator on top of your account called as your application called as the BI Launchpad. This time let me try to connect with the administrator user account now. All programs. BI platform, business objects BI platform. There you have a BI Launchpad. Now administrator, I think 6400, right? 6400 PO at the rate of 123. I think one time I need to log. I think I need to restart. Then only it will work. Administrator is the user. I'm trying to log on with the administrator. Otherwise, I have a let me create a one user. I will give access for them. That user is a will treat that user as a end user. Okay. Let me create users and groups. Let me create a new. Click on create new user. Click on create new user. Now I am just creating a one sample user. Username called as sample 1. Password is India123. Sorry, this is the full name, right? Or something Suresh. And no, you need not to enter this. Here I enter India1. Sorry, India 123. Here also I am entering India 123. And then create and close. Could not continue object sample 1 because another object with the same name exists. Okay. I'll give sample 2 is the user account. India 123. India 123. Create and close. I want to make this as a name. It says I have only 0 user accounts. I don't have a multiple user accounts. Okay, let's me try. It says I don't have a license to create multiple user accounts. Multiple user accounts in the system because I have a license only for single user. Okay, that also leave about that. I have a user called as a sample 1 user. Same user I will use for to access the BI Launchpad. Let me give the name of the user as India 123. This also India 123. Save it. The thing is, it says you don't have a user account. You don't have a license. Okay, I think I gave pass 123 or something. Sample 123. Anyway, I'll try with the sample. This also not. Save and close. Okay. Anyway, now I created sample is a user account and password is India123, and that user account I will associate with the group. Let me take sample is a user. Right click, join group. Join group. I am going to join this group to the administrators. Click on OK. That's fine. Now you associated with that new user sample into a group name called as the administrators. In administrators we have a lot of users. Now I am going to access with the sample user account in that BI Launchpad. Assume I am a developer. I created one Webi report by using Rich Client and I published into the server. And I created one more user account called as a sample. That user is a end user. Now your report the end user can access by using BI Launchpad. That's what I am trying to explain. You created the report already with the developer user account and published in the server folder called as India, and now the end user, how they will access a report, in their system they will open a browser, they will type a URL for BI Launchpad, they will type a BI Launchpad and they will enter their username password. Their username is sample and password is India 123. Click on login. First time it will ask them to change the password. The reason is, when you see in the CMC, I enabled an option called as user must change password in the first login. When you click on sample, there I enabled the option called as the user must change password at next login. Now user is entered their username password first time, so it's asking them to change their password. I'm just changing the password to India 1234. India 1234. Click on OK. Now the end user, incorrect password, please re-enter your password. Okay. India 123. Here I am going to enter India 1234. Here I am going to enter India 1234. Click on OK. Okay. Login denied. Your system does not allow the use of this application. It says there is a problem with this application. Okay, let me check. Java BA Launchpad. I don't know, there is a problem with this. Think Crystal Client. Let me connect with the BI client tools. Generally, the people will access by using InfoView or BI client. I'm trying to access with the BI Launchpad. BI Launchpad. Okay, from the BI Launchpad, why they are not able to access this 1 2 3 4? Okay. Anyway, let me remove historical data, history, whatever there here. Last try. Let me close this and tools, internet options, delete files, delete cookies also, delete history, okay, delete password also, okay, close this. Close this. Let me close this all. Okay, I've closed all these tools. Now I need to connect with the BI Launchpad. This also I want to close. Let me connect with the BI Launchpad now. Platform 4, BI platform. There you have a Java console. Sorry, there is a problem, I hope. Anyway, let me restart my servers. I removed all the historical data. Now let me remove my servers. I hope it worked now. BI clients. Then I need to go to somewhere you have a central configuration manager. Let me take a central configuration manager. Central configuration manager. I just want to restart the servers now. Apache Tomcat, just restart. Mhm. Then go to server intelligent agents, right click restart. This is also running. Now let me connect with the BI Launchpad now. Mhm. The thing is in R4, whatever the reports you created, whatever you published in the server, the end user can access from BI Launchpad. In R3, whatever the reports you created with all reporting tools, once you published in the server, the end user can access with the info view. The BI Launchpad is a replacement for info view. That is what I am trying to explain. I want to show how the end user will access your report now and how they will replace and what kind of modifications they can do with the BI Launchpad. You create a report with the Rich Client and user how they can access this from the info view. That is what I want to explain. Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Can you hear me? Yeah, I referred with HTTP, right? I referred with HTTP. Let me check. BI platform. Mhm. Java. I will refer. Let me refer with the HTTP. Oh, it says localhost. Do you want me to give my system name and HTTP, right? Sir, Shiva sir. Okay, I'll try. The reason is I'm not accessing through internet. The client now I installed in the local, right? The server is there in the local. That's why I'm referring with the local host. Anyway, I'll refer with the HTTP colon two slashes with the server name colon port number slash info UAPP. We'll try. It will take some time because I just started the server side. It will take a time. Let me wait. Let's wait few seconds. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Now first let me try with the same URL. If it is not working, then we'll use HTTP. Now I just clicked on login. Okay, it's not working. Cleaning in progress, please wait. Oh, it's not working. In this is the case, what I will do, I'll use here the server name. Ravan is my server name. RAVAN Ravan. Ravan is my server name. Then click on go. It will call our application call as BI Launchpad. Now we are in login phase. It says done. Anyway, let me log on. Now HTTPS. Click on go. It still says connecting. But it's not showing. When you put Ravan here, think Ravana or Ravan. Let me check my computer name. Localhost is my computer name. The properties Ravan, RAVAN Ravan. IND. Click on login. Sorry, it's not working. Anyway, let me connect with my on-site server. Now, let me connect with the online server. I'll show you. Later, I'll rectify this error. I'll explain why it's not working. Connect. Yes, sir. Any you had mentioned as a Ravan. Okay, Rava. Okay, now we'll try with the Ravan. RAVAN Ravan. Thank you. India 1 2 3 4. Click on login. Still it's not working. Anyway, let me try to connect with the remote server. Mm-hmm. 1 second, no? స్టైలిన్ నాది పాస్వర్డ్ చెబుతారా రిమోట్ సిస్టమ్ కి ఇది సర్వర్ పని చేయట్లేదు సర్వర్ ఓకే 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 కొంచెం లేట్ అయితే ఓకే లెట్ మీ ట్రై నా దగ్గర బిఏ లాంచ్ ప్యాడ్ వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేదు దీంట్లో బిఏ లాంచ్ ప్యాడ్ వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేదు కదా అయితే ఐ థింక్ సో ద మెయిన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈజ్ ద డేట్ సిస్టమ్ డేట్ చేంజ్ చేస్తుంటే సరిపోతుంది మనం ఐ థింక్ సో నేను ట్రై ఐ చేంజ్ మై సిస్టమ్ డేట్ అంటే థింక్ అదే ఇవాళ నుంచి పని చేయట్లేదు నిన్న కూడా వర్క్ అవుతుందంటే might be license is expired license is expired for సిస్టమ్ డేట్ లైసెన్స్ ఎక్స్పైర్ అయి ఉంటుంది మనం చేంజ్ చేద్దాం ఓకే ట్రై చూద్దాం ఓకే మీరు కూడా అదే చేయండి అలానే చేయండి ప్లీజ్ సేమ్ అప్లై తర్వాత దాన్ని విల్ ట్రై ఓకేనా I think our system license is expired. Our license is expired. Let me change my system date. That's why it's not working. I will put January. I think around November. I'll put date my system date around November. So now it shows the system date as November 2011. This time again I need to start the servers. Let me start a servers. Now in the BI platform, there I have a BI platform client tools. There I have a central configuration manager. I think in the BI platform, there I have a central configuration manager. I just need to start the servers. The reason is I just changed the system date. I just changed the system date. I'm just restarting the servers. Yeah, I just restarted SIA. As well as I need to restart a other server called as Tomcat. For launch, but that kind of errors most of the time. The same problem we got in the server also, in online server. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Thing is, it's not in my hand. If it is not working, then I'll take a new license. I'll install as well. The thing is, today there is a problem. I'm trying to explain how the end user will access most of the whatever the reports you create in your rich client crystal excelsiors. Once you published in the server, people can access from the portal. Now the portal name in R4 is BI Launchpad. Now I'm just trying to explain how the end user will access with the BI Launchpad in the server. It's taking time. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, now try. Let's try. Hopefully now it will work.